Natural environment. Okay, so what is natural environment? The natural resource which is available surrounding us, that is a natural environment, altered by the human beings. Okay, so it is not been created nor get destroyed by the human beings, but significantly it can get altered by the human beings. See, this is very important, without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to one and all. I am Mr. Hemant Kumar from the Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram First Aid College, MYSURU, the Temple of Excellence. In today's session, we are going with the subject called Business Environment, that is for third semester BBA students. In today's session, we are going with Unit 5, that is Session 2 of Unit 5. It's about technological and natural environment. As we seen in the previous session, we had already completed the topic of technological environment. In today's session, we are going with the natural environment. It is a part A and this is a part B, that is a continuity of technological environment. So this is agenda of today's session. We are going with the core concept of natural environment. We are going with a brief introduction what exactly the natural environment is and the meaning and influence of natural environment on business. How exactly this natural environment is going to impact on the business. As I said, this natural environment belongs to the external factors which is influencing the business, as I explained in the first unit itself. Okay, so business get affected by two environment, internal and external environment. These are the external aspect which is going to impact on the business environment. Sustainable development initiatives. Okay, so sustainable development initiatives. Okay, it is going to say about saving the resource for the tomorrow's generation. Pollution agents, environment enactments, the Environment Act, the Water Act, followed by the Air Act. So these are the topics that we need to go through in today's session. Natural environment. Okay, so what is natural environment? The natural resource which is available surrounding us, that is a natural environment. Our surrounding environment, we call it as a natural environment. Okay, the hills, glaciers, water. Okay, so trees, scenery. Okay, so that we call it as a natural environment. Okay, so the natural environment means the surroundings made up of the natural elements that are not man-made. Okay, so this natural environment consists of a natural things which is not man-made, which is been created by God. It consists of biological components like flora and fauna, and the physical components like mountains, rivers, soil, and water. It forms the basic life support system for all living beings by providing the resource such as air, water, food, raw materials. Okay, so these are all the things that we get in the external environment. I will just brief the concept. Okay, say what happens. So this environment, we call it as a natural environment, which is not been created by man, which has been created by God. Okay, it is a God gift that we can say. Okay, so there are many contents or the very components that we get in the natural environment. It may be a mountains, rivers, soil, and weather. Okay, see, it has been created by God and this will be completely controlled by God. It is not in control of people or a man. Okay, so here the concept is how this things affect the business. It may be air, water, food, or raw materials that is available in the natural environment. Natural environment, according to the Oxford Dictionary, the natural environment is all living and non-living things. Okay, see, according to the Oxford Dictionary, it is going to say that the natural environment is nothing but the living and non-living things. Okay, it is a combination of living and non-living things occurring naturally. Okay, so which is going to happen naturally, which is not artificial, meaning not created or significantly altered by the human beings. Okay, so it is not been created nor get destroyed by the human beings, but significantly it can get altered by the human beings. Factors to be considered when it comes in terms of a natural environment. Okay, as I said, natural environment consists of a natural substances which is God made. Okay, so availability of the natural resource. Availability of the natural resource means whatever the natural resource that is in existence in today. Okay, so that is a resource that is available in the natural environment. Okay, so it may be a fuel, it may be a water, or it may be a soil. Okay, so it may be a precious stones. Okay, it may be a gold, it may be a metal. Okay, it may be a petroleum gas, LPG. Okay, so these are all the things that is available in the natural environment, that we call it as the availability of the natural resource, which is limited in nature. Climate and weather conditions. See, this natural resource affect the business environment. That is the actual concept that we need to discuss. Okay, say what happens, how exactly this natural resource affect the business environment. Say what happens, what exactly the duty of a business entity. Okay, it used to convert the raw materials into finished product, but to convert the raw materials into finished product, for the business they want a raw material which is exist in the external environment. Whatever the industry it is, okay, it want raw materials. As I gave you the example, so LPG, okay, it may be a petroleum product. Okay, so it is available in the natural environment. So it may be a different kinds of soil, it may be different chemicals, mineral, salt. Okay, so gold, iron, okay, metals. Okay, so all the things that is available in the external environment will be considered as a raw material for the industry for its functioning. Hence, I mean to say business is dependent on the external environment. Second one is climate and weather conditions. Most of the business also depends upon the climate and weather condition. In monsoon seasons, it affect the tourism companies, because there is no proper tourism things. Okay, because due to the landslide, most of them they are not going with the tourism in the monsoon season, because the tourism company get affected by the monsoon, that is through landslides. Natural disasters. Okay, so the tsunami which had happened in India in 2004, it affected the number of coastal companies which is been located very near to the shore. So this is an actual way how the companies or the business get affected by the natural disasters. Government environmental regulations. Okay, so government had formulated many regulations regarding the precautions or the cautions that is been taken for the save the environment for the next generation. Okay, so it may be a recycling of plastic, it may be producing a, it may be a manufacture of biodegradable plastic. Okay, so these are all the cautions or the rules that is been made by the government. For example, most of the industries, they are going to release the contaminated water in the rivers or sea. Okay, so which get affect the pollution, water pollution, followed by air pollution and soil pollution. Okay, to avoid these all things, the central and the state government had made a certain rules and regulations. Consumer environmental awareness. Okay, so consumer also must get aware of the environmental pollution which is going to happen. They must take cautions regarding the product they consume and use. Impact on supply chain. So this thing also impact on the supply chain, followed by the manufacturer, agent, wholesaler, retailer. So these all people get affected by this all things. Opportunities for green business. So there is a lots of opportunity, and also there is a subsidy from the end of the government for the green projects for the development of our country. Moving forward, sustainable development. So as I explained regarding the sustainable development, okay, so not only utilizing the resource, we are supposed to keep the resource for the next generation also. We are supposed to make better utilization of resource and also to save the resource. That is the reason why they had introduced EV when it come in terms of two-wheeler or four-wheeler. Okay, say what happens, sustainable development initiative refers to the planned efforts. Okay, it is a pre-planned efforts that should be done by the people, by the government, by the responsible authorities, and activities aimed at promoting development that meets the needs of a product without, see this is very important, without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. See what happens, we are supposed to utilize it, but we are not supposed to cheat the future generation. We are supposed to retain the same resource for the future generation as well. Okay, so that is a thing. So there are key areas, certain key areas which we must consider when it comes in terms of sustainable development. Environmental protection to sustainable development. Okay, so lead this environmental protection lead for the sustainable development. Okay, so if we protect the environment, we are going to preserve the resource for the future generation. Okay, so whatever the resource that is available, natural resource, okay, so whether it is a LPG, whether it is a fuel, okay, fossil fuel that we burn, okay, so whether it may be a metal that is available on the crust of the earth, okay, so that we call it as environmental protection. If you won't pollute it, it will be good for a longer period of time. Sustainable economic growth, okay, so it is about the economic growth, sustainable economic growth. So we had transformed from fossil fuels to EVs. Okay, so we were using fossil fuels, burning fossil fuels, which used to cause the pollution. Okay, we had transformed to EV for today's generation. Social inclusion and equity. See what happens to maintain the equity in the society. The government had introduced many programs, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Okay, so the free education for the people, the free education for the people one who is below poverty line. Okay, so free medical checkup facility that has been facilitated by the government. So these are all the kinds of the program that has been given. Responsible consumption and production of a few product which form harm to the environment. It may be the ban of a single use plastic. Okay, so that is a best example. Climate action. Okay, so again, so it keep on changing from one time to another time. Sustainable urban development. So there are a number of programs, campaigns that is being conducted by the government of India for the urban development. Education and awareness. Okay, see what happens to adopt this system. We are supposed to educate the people. We are supposed to create the awareness regarding the sustainable development. What happens? The people are not at all aware of the sustainable development thing. Yes or no? So that is a reason. So it is mandatory according to the UGC norms in all the degrees. Okay, whether it is a doctoral degree, whether it is a master degree, whether it is BCom, BBA, engineering, doctor. Okay, so BBS, any degree. Okay, so this one subject is mandatory, that is environmental studies. So to educate the people, to create the awareness in the minds of the people. And also government had conducted certain campaigns which is going to happen in a rural area, not in urban area. Pollution agencies. So what is a pollution agencies? Okay, when it comes in terms of a pollution agencies, okay, so these are the agencies which is going to cause the harm to the environment by polluting air, water, soil. Okay, so pollution agencies are the harmful substances or the factors introduced to the environment. It is a harmful factor which get introduced to the environment: air, water, soil, or sound. Okay, so these are all the four major kinds of the pollution that is going to happen, that causes pollution and negatively affect the human health. So it negatively have an impact on the human health, whether it is a water pollution, air pollution, soil pollution, or a sound pollution. Biodiversity and the natural balance of the ecosystem. See what happens, ecosystem is in balance. Okay, see what happens if the pollution happens. Okay, we can notice the difference in the biodiversity. So if due to the pollution we can notice the imbalance in the ecosystem. But this pollutants or the pollution which is going to happen, that is a man-made substance. Man is going to cause the pollution in the name of development. So here this unit has been classified into two categories. One is technological environment. It is about completely positivity from the contribution of technology. This is about completely negativity from the technology. Okay, so what are all the demerits of the technology that we are going to see in the natural environment? Merits, that is technological environment. The number one is air pollution. Say what happens? Okay, the toxic poisonous gases that is being released from the industries, factories. Okay, so that we call it as a air pollution. And also the fossil fuels, the crackers. Okay, so these are all the various ways how the pollution happen. Water pollution, the contaminated water if they release in the seas, lakes. Okay, so this is the actual way how the water pollution is going to happen from the contaminated water. Soil pollution. Say what happens if a industry release the toxic poisonous liquid in the sea or a lake or a pond or a river. Okay, say what happens? It is going to cause the water pollution. Indirectly, it is going to cause the air pollution and also soil pollution. Hence, I mean to say all the things are interlinked with each other. Say what happens if air pollution get happen. Okay, so due to the toxic poisonous gases in the air, it is going to affect the water, the surrounding water. Water is going to affect on the soil. If soil pollution happen, it is going to affect on the water. Again, it is going to affect on the air. Means this three pollution or the pollutants are interlinked with each other. Noise pollution. Okay, so as we know, the noise pollution which has been happening from the automobiles, okay, from the industries, okay, it is not good for the health of the humans and also for animals or birds. Light pollution agents. The focus light also, it is a thing which is going to cause the pollution, which is used to burn the skin. Say for example, in any kind of the programs, reality show, they are going to make up themselves. What is the reason? Because that radiation of a light should not harm their skin. It may burn the skin. Okay, so that is the reason the light pollution get caused. It is a kind of a radiation that is being emitted from the light. Thermal pollution. Already we people are aware of the thermal pollution which get affected the surrounding environment. Followed by components of Water Act. So what exactly the Water Act is going to say? It is about the prevention and control of pollution. It used to prevent the pollution and control the pollution. So prevent is different, control is different. It is going to prevent also, control also. Prevention and control of the water pollution, that is a main goal or the main aim of Water Act. Establishment of the Pollution Control Board. Okay, so Pollution Control Board is a responsible person or the authority, okay, for the control of the pollution which is been happening from the industries and whatever it is. Standards for efficient discharge. Okay, so for example, each and every industry, it is going to discharge the contaminated water. Okay, so there is a quantity wise restriction regarding the release of the contaminated water. There are certain rules, restrictions, norms which must be followed by the industries, that is being made by the Pollution Control Board. Consent and regulation of discharge. As I say, there are certain rules, regulations and norms that has been made by the government for the regulation of discharge. Monitoring and inspection. Okay, so they are supposed to monitor what is the contaminated water and what is the total number of the chemical substance that is available in the contaminated water, what is the total amount of water that is being released or emitted per day. Okay, so these are the things that is being controlled. Penalties and legal action. So if anybody, any industry, any organization won't follow this norms that is being made by the government, okay, if any organization go against this, they have the legality. It may be regarding the punishment or the legal action should be taken on that particular entity or the organization. Remedial measures and directions. Okay, so there are certain remedies should be performed, which must be performed by the organization. The Air Act. Okay, so it used to prevent and also to control the air pollution in the environment. Prevention and control of air pollution, the same thing. And Pollution Control Board also is available when it comes in terms of Air Act, the same thing as Water Act. Okay, so it is going to save the water pollution. The main aim is to save the air pollution. Okay, so stand for the quality and emissions. Okay, say what happens. So emission test is mandatory for all vehicles, automobiles. Okay, what is the reason? Just because of this Air Act. And in terms of industry also, they are supposed to release the poisonous gases 125 feet more than the sea level. Okay, so that is a restriction or the rules. So consist of the regulation and the emission sources. Okay, there are certain sources or the restriction that is being given by the authority. Inspection and monitoring. So there is a specified department that we call it as a Pollution Control Board, which used to go through the inspection and monitor each and everything which is going to happen in the surrounding environment. Penalties and legal action. Okay, so if anybody won't follow that norms that is being made, okay, they will get penalized under the court of public awareness and education. Hence, we are supposed to create the awareness in the mindset of the people, and we are supposed to transform their mindset and educate the people. So that is the main goal. As of now, I had covered all the topics of all the units. Please go through all the videos, so that video materials is much than enough for you people to score a good marks in your final exam. All the best, dear students, for your exam. Do good. All the best. God bless you. Thank you.